Kuzazangpo and a very warm welcome to our weekly news magazine program Bhutan This Week with me, Kulawati. This week's top stories. To commemorate the 60th birth anniversary of His Majesty the 4th Druk Gyalpo, the biggest golden butter lamp is being prepared at Druk Wangel Haga in Dochula. The Prime Minister tells contractors that their contracts will be terminated if they fail to complete the East-West Highway on time. And audit found that the National Pension and Provident Fund violated its housing management rules and regulations by allotting housing units to private individuals. To commemorate the 60th birth anniversary of His Majesty the 4th Druk Gyalpo, the biggest golden butter lamp is being prepared at Druk Wangel Haga in Dochula. Along with it, the anniversary park is also being developed. Her Majesty Queen Mother Doji Wangma Wangchuk highlighted about this initiative during the 3-day Mountain Echoes Literary Festival in the capital, which ended last week.
Her Majesty Queen Mother Doji Wangma Wangchuk said the golden butter lamp will be made of 11 kilograms of gold and 45 kilograms of silver. The butter lamp is expected to be one of the most unique butter lamps.
It is being all handmade right now, and it's going to be lit 24/7, and it's called the Eternal Flame of Gratitude for His Majesty Jigme Singh Yonchu.
The lamp will also be the centerpiece of Druk Wangel Hagang. It will be illuminated by using only butter. The lamp is expected to be inaugurated this October. The anniversary park, Her Majesty said, will be a place for contemplation, reflection, teaching and meditation.
Anybody who wants their level of spirituality for an hour or two a day can go up and sit in the niche and meditate. So that's being created this year. It's already, the construction has already begun. It's not going to, let's say, spoil the environment. In fact, it's going to complement and enhance the environment there.
Another attraction of the park includes the 450-page Guinness World's Largest Book, which showcases Bhutan. As part of the literary festival, Her Majesty also launched the pictorial book on Dochula, a spiritual abode in Bhutan. Chetan Dupchu, PBS News.
The 23rd round boundary talks between Bhutan and China decided that the final phase of the Joint Technical Field Survey of the Western Sector will be carried out next month. The meeting was held in Thimphu on Monday. The disputed areas in the western section are in the Dzongkhoks of Ha and Paro. The areas comprise of 269 square kilometers of disputed areas. The joint survey will be followed by a meeting of the expert group to compile a joint report of the two surveys of the western sector. Leaders of the expert group will also discuss specific plans for a mutually acceptable resolution of the boundary based on the progress achieved so far. The report and discussions are expected to be considered during the boundary talks next year. Boundary talks between Bhutan and China began in 1984. Onion price in Bhutan has been rising following the rise of its price in India since 2 weeks back. Today in Thimphu, a kilogram of onion costs over 60 Newton. Indian media report states that the onion prices in India have been increasing by 10 to 15 rupee in the past weeks. The rise in the price was because the production was below normal in some part of the India due to insufficient rain. Reports also say that shortage in supply, high wholesale prices, hoarding at different levels, and almost all the states not imposing the stock limit on onions as other reasons for the price hike. The central monastic body or the Jungdasa refutes rumors doing arounds on social media. The message shared on Facebook and WeChat says that His Holiness the Jekempo dreamt that an earthquake would strike Bhutan on September 25, with the epicenter likely to be in Ha, Paro or Sarbang. Jungdasa said it is not true.
tanga chapjirim boshingi zilamnalu danibe zidibe chapjirim boshingi na tasana kana te na tasana lebanibe te kidul henkanalu te ikunadibe te anibe chapde begobe imbigi lojulabdi imbe dani de miden seshunila tanga chapjirim boshingi zilamna zidebe memo beshimda chapjirim boshingi da te ngache jungtasa gedin rimboshigi te dumarim boshingi be tanga chigi kheshu shule te ngacha gyakhabgi lotagi subshadi zizibin besa shunila ta ani zibdalu tenga chi gyakhabnalu tuchigi subshadi achi chi teta tarigi dawnalu achi chi yudo zumbe be te chirtangi lotragi subshanila di ta ani tunlu ngachi kurim dukup kha dakwa chi thunola.
Livestock officials in Tashigang are investigating a yak disease which has been affecting yaks in Merak and Sakteng Gewaks. The disease, which is locally known as Remne, has killed over 100 yaks in the last 2 decades.
An unknown yak disease has been taking its toll on the yak population in Merak and Sakteng Gewaks. The disease is locally known as Remne, and so far there is no cure for it. Although it is not known how many yaks died so far, the disease kills between 10 to 20 yaks every year. According to yak herders in Merak, every year the mysterious disease infects and kills their yaks. Yak herders said they even tried local treatments, but it failed to cure the disease.
We still do not understand how our yaks are getting infected. We don't know if the disease is coming from the grass they are eating or not. We have tried every local treatment. We even gave waste honey and alcohol to the sick yaks, but it failed to cure them. So we don't know what kind of medicine will cure the disease. The disease mostly affects the yaks.
To investigate the disease, a group of veterinary doctors and livestock officials are currently in Merak Gewak. They are meeting the affected yak owners to conduct a survey on the nature of the disease.
The disease Remne was there for around 2 decades. The outbreak usually occurs between the 4th and the 5th Bhutanese month, just before the summer season begins. When yaks get infected, wound appears on the white patch of their body and they cannot walk or eat properly. They sleep most of the time and lose weight since they cannot eat grass. So eventually, between 2 months to 1 year, the yak dies.
The group is also collecting blood samples from the affected yaks to conduct tests. They are also collecting grass and flora samples to analyze the toxic content. People believe that the toxic content in the grass which yaks feed on is infecting the yaks.
Since there is no concrete scientific proof about the origin and nature of the disease, we are doing the investigation. So far, the people are not seriously concerned about the Remne disease, mainly because the disease is not contagious and do not kill animals in large numbers. So I think that's the reason why the disease has been neglected for a long time.
The group will also travel to villages in Sakteng Gewak to investigate the disease. The samples collected will then be sent to the National Center for Animal Health in Servitang for lab analysis. The test result is expected to help them understand the source of the disease and ultimately find a cure for it. Pemanamge, PBS News, Kanglung.
Police arrested 6 boys who were accused of robbery in Thimphu. They had allegedly robbed a man in Ziluka on Saturday evening when the man was cycling home from office at around 8 p.m. Police say the boys stopped the victim and punched him. They took his cycle, phone and wallet. He claimed that he was carrying 7,600 Newton cash. According to police, the same group of boys vandalized an Alto car on the same night at Hejo. The police caught one of the boys the same night, which led to arrest of others involved. The boys, mostly students, are in the 14 to 18 age group. The case will be forwarded to the court. Prime Minister Tshering said if the contractors fail to complete the widening and blacktopping works of the East-West Highway on time and without quality, their contracts will be terminated. The contractors will also not get other contract works thereafter. The Prime Minister said this while meeting the contractors working for the project.
Prime Minister Tshering said the government is aiming to complete the project in 2017. In order to complete the work within that time frame, the project has been awarded in 34 work packages for more than 225 kilometers. The Prime Minister said the contractors should share their 3 months work plan with the Ministry of Works and Human Settlement. If the contractors fail to deliver for 3 times against their work plans, their contract would be terminated.
La nami sami chage bakti gibe damsi tendi gibe te la beli da yami be dumi chasa jumi gi khabo sugi bana khaba kanemi te dibeli digi nga chigi ta moma bera nga chigi hotole tak jibdi ma le shimbe be nyeje ke odele yansha meba nyeje ke da wachin teru la le shimbe be damsi tendi gibe be misu che sha sadi gibe be misu te chenu pen to smodi gibe
Lynch assured that the project would not hamper the traffic flow like before, as movement of vehicles will be stopped only for 1 hour during the night. Lynch pointed out that the money allocated for the highway would be of no use if the road does not last for 5 or 10 years. Lynch said he will also check the quality of the roads.
Mapadi ngachige hotole tangship bemidi desen doni desen kha be thora gari da chika be future te lambe tukdigi be te ngachige tangship beni se shuri engineer technician disu ke kongi core cutting testing equipment se chengshimo khabasu shiga core testing core cutting testing equipment se gole te yalama chegi lam se sashimle gachigi meter chutham yan meter khechi yan meter nga te chigi banagi sagongale fa yalama tope digibe millimeter dugjasim sera tope gi.
For the contractors to complete the work on time with quality, Lynch requested them to increase the defect liability for the project from 1 year to 3 years. Chetan Dupchu, PBS News.
The government has refused to accept the proposal submitted by Druk Holding and Investment to revise its current tax structure. Earlier, DHI had requested the government to revise its tax structure since it was leading to double taxation, constraining the holding company to build reserves to make more investments. At the moment, Druk Holding and Investments said that the same income source was taxed at various levels. A letter issued by the Cabinet Secretary mentions the issue did not merit approval since it was not very urgent. The letter goes on to say that DHI was a government holding company and the government can address the concerns through other means such as injecting additional fund for investment or provide sovereign guarantee to DHI. The Indian rupee depreciated further, reaching 67 against the dollar as of today. According to the Royal Monetary Authority website, the rupee was trading around 64 against the dollar 1 month ago. Local economists said the depreciation of the Indian rupee could lead to an increase in prices of commodity in the local market since the new term is pegged at par with the Indian rupee. Indian fuel importers would have to pay more to buy the same amount of fossil fuel with the rupee depreciating against the dollar. This means prices of fuel could also increase in Bhutan, and the increase in fuel price would push prices of other commodities. The National Pension and Provident Fund has violated its housing management rules and regulations by allotting housing units to private individuals as per the audit findings. The regulation specifies that members covered by the NPPF plan shall be entitled to the housing units.
The audit findings of the Royal Audit Authority 2014 revealed that 12 housing units were occupied by private individuals who were not covered by the NPPF plan. Similarly, in another case, rental payments from its housing units worth over 400,000 ngutrum were not collected by NPPF. The report mentioned, aggravated by a lack of monitoring and collecting monthly rental charges, the tenants had become chronic defaulters. The audit report also revealed instances of prolonged services beyond age limit, resulting into additional pension liabilities and higher pension payouts after retirement. The National Pension and Provident Fund refused to comment. Nirub Gelson for BBS News.
The construction of life-sized sculptures of Gese Dunkin Duba and Yum Jumalhaze at Milamthang is almost complete now. It is quite unique from the statues that we have been seeing in the country. The project is being executed under the command of His Holiness the J. Khenpo, who also donated 200,000 ngutrum for the project. His Holiness commanded to construct the sculpture garden in 2013 during the Melam Chemo in Serang.
Artists are busy working slowly and precisely. The narrative sculpture of Gilse Dunkin Duba and Yum Jumal Haze is from one of the Buddha's lives shortly after birth. Here, Yum Jumal Haze is shown giving birth standing under a tree and reaching overhead to hold onto a branch for support. And the little baby is the Lord Buddha. The woman on her right is Yum's sister, who raises the boy after her death. The work is undertaken by a group of artists from Rub Creation and Dato Art Gallery based in Thimphu.
One of the greatest challenges we faced was casting the clay mold into fiberglass, since it's an introducing medium in Bhutan. And although most of us we come from fine art background, but so far nobody actually has experimented in this medium. So when we created the first 12 life-size figure here in Bhutan, and somehow we are not at all satisfied with the outcome. And as a result, I have to go to Bangladesh personally and re-execute the 12 life-size sculpture there.
The work with a combination of both modern and traditional sculpture will be completed in a couple of weeks from now.
Through this depiction of the Buddha's early life, we want to foster a harmonious relationship between a child and his or her parents. We also expect to instill the value of respect for parents and dedication to the king, country and people in the minds of our youth.
The construction started in June last year with funds from the government. Kampal for Kenchu Sering, Tandin Finso, BBS News.
About 200 students are expected to join Gomdar Central School in Samrup Jonkar next year. However, accommodating the new students will be a problem for the school as it is already faced with shortage of hostels.
The school currently has 400 boarding students but just 2 50-bedded hostels. Shortage of hostels has led to 60 students living in a temporary hostel and 2 students share a bed.
The Dzongkhap and then Gyok administration, they were quite supportive and then they have helped us construct additional temporary hostel whereby we could accommodate all the students, and then we are managing as of now.
For the students, they say it would be more comfortable if they could get individual bed.
The class 9 and 10
We don't have enough beds. 2 students have to share a bed, which is not comfortable. It's a little better when the bed is shared among senior and junior students. Thankfully, the mattresses are of better quality, which saves us from having backaches.
By next year, the lack of accommodation is only to worsen as the expected 150 to 200 students join the school. The students will be from extended classrooms and 5 feeder schools, including economically disadvantaged students from Gomdar and Wangpu.
We have constructed a new temporary hostel. So maybe we need to seek the support from the relevant agencies and then come up with such plans of constructing the additional hostel, temporary hostels. And then we also have an existing prayer hall is there. So that could also be converted as a hostel with repair works.
The Dzongkhag Education Sector said they have allocated close to 103 million Newton to build 180 bedded hostels along with 12 classrooms and other infrastructure. The groundbreaking ceremony for the construction was held in March. However, the construction expected to be complete in 2017 is yet to start. Samru Dzongkha has 2 central schools. For Kilowangshu in Samru Dzongkha, Sonam Mugen, BBS News.
To meet the increasing demand for honey and also encourage more farmers to take up beekeeping, the Research and Development Center in Jakar is conducting a feasibility study for beekeeping in other parts of the country. As of now, commercial beekeeping is practiced only in Bumthang. The Research and Development Center in Jakar recently bought 500 beehives from the beekeepers in Bumthang. It will be kept in the center until this winter. Then the hives will be taken to Wangdifodrang, Mongar, Thimpu, Paro and Ha Dzongkhuks. It will be kept in the Dzongkhuks for about 4 months as part of the feasibility study. After 4 months, the hives will be brought back to the center for honey harvest.
During the honey season, we will take the hives to different places. We will also provide awareness and training to the people about beekeeping. If people are interested to take up beekeeping, we will help them construct hives and provide them with the bees as well. It will also provide employment opportunities for the youth. Beekeeping is a lucrative business.
Some of the beehives will also be distributed in places within Bumthang where such farming has not been practiced yet. As of now, there are around 2,000 beehives in Bumthang. But with an increasing demand, it fulfills only about 30% of the in-country demand for honey. Compiled for Komal Kharka, Tara Limbu for BBS News. Well, that's all we have for this edition. Thank you for your time.